U.S., G7 announced slew of new sanctions against Russia. The Group of Seven is committing to phasing out or banning the import of Russian oil, a senior administration official said on a call with Report. The move by the G7 countries, which consists of the United States, Britain, France, Germany, Japan, Canada and Italy, is meant to hard hit the Russian economy and deny leader Vladimir Putin of revenue to fund the war, the official said. The European Union, which has so far struggled to push through an oil ban, is also on the cusp of cutting off that trade, the official said. The actions come as part of a slew of initiatives from the United States, European Union and G7 ahead of Russia's planned Victory Day celebrations. President Joe Biden and fellow G7 leaders also virtually met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday. The U.S. official said that they believe some Russian companies have asked American firms for advice on how to reformulate their business strategies in the wake of U.S. sanctions. With that, Washington will prohibit Americans from providing accounting, trust and corporate formation, and management consulting services to any person in the Russian Federation. The U.S. is also issuing a new rule that imposes additional restrictions on Russia's industrial sector, including a broad range of inputs and products including wood products, industrial engines and several other items with industrial and commercial. It comes in an effort to limit Russia's access to items and revenue that could support its military capabilities. There's also been a strong focus on Russian elites and their family members. American officials imposed about 2,600 visa restrictions on Russian and Belarusian officials in their response. The U.S. has also issued a new visa restriction policy that applies to Russian Federation military officials or Russia-backed or Russia-installed reported authorities who are believed to be involved in human rights abuses, violations of international humanitarian law or public corruption. The U.S. additionally is announcing sanctions on 3 television stations: joint stock company Channel One Russia, television station Russia One, and joint stock company and TV broadcasting company. All 3 of the stations, which are directly or indirectly controlled by the Russian state, have been among the largest recipients of foreign revenue, which the U.S. said feeds back to the Kremlin. Lockheed Martin looks to nearly double Javelin missile production. Weapons maker Lockheed Martin plans to nearly double production of Javelin missiles, the anti-tank weapon that has helped Ukraine fight Russia's invasion, CEO James Tyklett said in an interview on Sunday. The aim is to boost output to 4,000 per year from 2,100 per year currently, Tyklett said in an interview with CBS News. The increase will take as long as a couple of years, he said. U.S. President Joe Biden last week visited a Lockheed facility in Alabama that manufactures the weapons, which are made jointly by Lockheed and Raytheon Technologies, in an effort to press Congress to approve his proposed $33 billion assistance package. The United States has rushed $3.4 billion worth of weapons to Ukraine since Russia invaded on February 24, including javelins as well as howitzers, anti-aircraft Stinger systems, ammunition and body armor. Zelensky, German Parliament President discuss arms, Ukraine's EU membership bid. The President of the German Parliament Bärbel Boss met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kyiv on Sunday to commemorate victims of World War II, discuss arms and Ukraine's ambition to be considered for European Union. In a video of a meeting with Boss, Zelensky said securing the Bundestag's approval of heavy arms deliveries to help Ukraine fend off Russian attacks was one of his country's top priorities. He also asked Boss and the Bundestag to support Ukraine in its bid for European Union membership, which Kyiv's allies have said they want soon. However, candidature would have to be agreed unanimously, and accession usually takes years of complex negotiations. Zelensky earlier gave an emotional address for Victory Day, when Europe remembers the formal surrender of Germany to the Allies in World War II, saying that evil has returned to Ukraine, but it wouldn't be able to escape responsibility. Ukraine ambassador to the U.S., We are preparing for everything ahead of Russia's Victory Day. Ukraine's ambassador to the US said Sunday that the nation is making preparations ahead of Russia's Victory Day. We know that there are no red lines for the regime in Moscow, so we are preparing for everything, Oksana Markarova said Sunday on CBS Face the Nation. We can count that Putin and imperialistic Russia will do everything bad they can possibly try to do. The question is, are we all prepared, the civilized world, to do everything possible to defend our democracy and freedom, she said. Monday's Victory Day is a key date for Russia. It marks the then Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany at the end of World War II in 1940. Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to make a speech tomorrow, with massive military parades through the center of Moscow also expected. Pelosi says Congress will deliver aid to Ukraine as quickly as possible. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Sunday that Congress must deliver aid to Ukraine as quickly as possible. We have great bipartisanship in terms of our support for the fight for democracy that the people of Ukraine are making, she said Sunday on CBS Face the Nation. We have a recognition of the need for more weapons, more sanctions, more economic assistance and more humanitarian assistance, she said. When asked if Congress could pass the aid package by the end of the month, Pelosi responded with, "I think we have to. We're very current on the needs and the urgency. And again, we will have bipartisanship as we go forward with it," she said. President Joe Biden asked Congress for $33 billion to fund both humanitarian and military aid to Ukraine. It's not cheap. But caving to aggression is going to be more costly, Biden said on April 28. The package has since run into hurdles due to a dispute over immigration policy. Artifacts of war on display in Kyiv ahead of Victory Day celebrations. Artifacts of war are seen outside the National Museum of Military History of Ukraine in Kyiv. The exhibit's curator Pavlo Netsov hopes the freshly destroyed equipment will serve as a visible reminder of the wars told to residents in downtown Kyiv, who have been largely spared from the harsh ground fighting that has erupted elsewhere across. UKPM pays tribute to World War II, Ukraine victims on V-Day. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson paid tributes to the fallen Ukrainian soldiers, and those who lost lives during the invasion of Russia in a recorded video message published on the occasion of victory in Europe. UKPM dedicated his tributes to those who've died and suffered in Russia's illegal invasion, and sent his respect and gratitude to those who laid lives during the previous conflicts that he said strengthens our determination to support the people of Ukraine. We won't forget the sacrifices that have been made over the generations to ensure peace and freedom in Europe, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson said. Europe is observing the Victory in Europe, V-Day on May 8. That marks 1945 formal acceptance by the Allies of World War II of Nazi Germany's defeat. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau visits Kyiv Oblast, to meet Ukraine President Zelensky. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Ukraine to meet President Volodymyr Zelensky, Trudeau administration press secretary Cecily Roy confirmed, according to CNN. The Prime Minister is in Ukraine to meet with President Zelensky and reaffirm Canada's unwavering support for the Ukrainian people, Roy told CNN.